And hello again. I guess if Catherine's going to be the answer lady, I'm going to be the Ask Jack guy. What we've got is another query from an email about how to do it. So what we're going to do is share it with everyone that's interested by watching this video. All right, we have a friend that asked about her knit radar, which on this Singer 700 is this patterning device feeder right here. And what we want to show is, she said it was working and she put it away and then it quit working. Now, first of all, we're going to try to get the camera underneath here and show you this silver rod with a little black roller on either end of it, and I'm going to move it a little bit with my screwdriver. Now, what has happened is, if you'll notice here, I have a screwdriver on either end of that feeding tray. And what that's done is it's allowed us to get a look in here, but look how loose that roller is. Okay, now the minute I take these out, this tray, you can see, moves over to closer to this edge where it's supposed to be. Now, before I start feeding, I want you to look at this spot right here and this spot right here, and those little white marks are where those tension rollers sat for quite some time while this machine was put up. Now, this is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to feed your paper in just like that. Now, there's supposed to be a lever over here on this end, and you can see, if the camera will let us, there's a broken piece on this particular machine right there, right at the end. And here's the spring. Let me bring it up with my finger. This is the spring that would normally hold the lever. What the lever does is it pulls this over. Now watch. See, you can pull it right back out. When this tray tilts, that would be flipping the lever forward, you see your paper comes right out. It releases the tension of that little silver rod with the two rubber rollers underneath there. Now, if in fact it was working fine when you put it away, and now it's quit working, what would happen is that this lever is stuck. It might have broken this piece off in the back. Now, can you get a shot of me holding that with my finger? That's the piece that broke off. And it usually comes out here and it's attached to this spring, and there's a little lever that has two positions, back and forward. The forward position tilts this and releases the paper, or the mylar, or whatever you're feeding through it.
Paper on this one.
Paper on this one, and paper is what we're using. However, if the lever's stuck, the spring has come loose, or this piece is broken off in the back, it'll keep the tray tilted, and then it will not feed the paper. So this is what you're looking at. This tray, this feeder tray, could be in the forward position and stuck there. So a little bit of silicone in this area.
We just saw the back of your hand.
Okay.
Not helpful.
A little bit of silicone in this area, especially right here, and do what I've done and pry this away a little bit, and you want to make sure that there's a little bit of silicone underneath, not on those rubber rollers, but on the silver piece and underneath it. You can put your straw right down in there, just like I've done, and spray under that silver rod. It's easier to see than the camera can see. Now, to show us how we got where we're at, all right, to expose the roller assembly that we were just looking at, these knobs come off and they're slotted. They're all three the same. They push down, and that's all you do. But now right here, this lever, the 1 and 1 to 2, has to be in this position, because if you look, there's the slot for it to pass this cover. Will not come off in the 1 to 2 position. It has to be the 1 to 1. Also, this lever, you need to try to position it straight up like that. So here we are. We're going to take it apart. That comes off. This end lifts. This end slides out. There's a tab on this end that has to go right in that curved area right here. Now, what we found fooling around with it is, watch, this will slide over, and then this is in the way right here. So before you start, make sure that you slide that tray assembly all the way over to this side over here. Now we'll put it right back in there. Here we go. That fixes. And there. But now be careful, because if this lever here is in either one of the positions that it's supposed to be in, the cover won't go on. It has to be in that position. So when you take it off and that moves, just make sure you very carefully stand it straight up.
You want to tell them that the punch card reader comes off first?
Yes, this comes off first. This is easy. Sits right here, like so. You have a screw right there and a screw right there. But what you'll see is this edge here, this fits right underneath it. You can see the bevel where this goes underneath that.
So this must come off first
Right.
and go back last.
There you go. See, that's how they fit when they're together. So this comes off, and if you'll notice, it also covers this portion of your tray. So here we're going to put it back together for you one time. Make sure that's slid over. Make sure that's standing up. Make sure this is in that position. There we go. We're in there. Now, we'll put a knob on to hold it in place. Then this cover sits right over the top. Oh, I moved my tray. And you got a screw hole here and a screw hole here.